Well, as you know, big controversy about young athletes taking injuries that not only could ruin their career, but ruin their lives. Out of this fear, a group of sports experts sense an opportunity for a new business designed to determine if baseball players were hurting themselves by the way they were playing. It's called 3P Sports, and three of the principals are here with us now. Former Major League General Manager and friend of Scoreboard, Jim Duquette, former Major League pitching coach, Rick Peterson, and famed, and I really mean famed, orthopedic surgeon, Dr. James Andrews, whose reputation deservedly precedes him by miles. Gentlemen, good to see you all. Thank you for joining us. Jim, first to you.
Yeah.
How did you get this going?
Well, this is something that Rick and I have talked about for quite some time. It was actually Rick's idea way back when he was a pitching coach in Birmingham, when he had the opportunity to meet up with Dr. Andrews and his group down there in ASMI. And because of his experience at the Major League level and dealing with Major League pitchers and all of the injuries that we have seen at the Major League level, $330 million were on the disabled list last year with Major League pitchers.
Wow.
We said, geez, is there a way that we can bring this to the amateur market and try to get this off the ground and hopefully keep the pitchers healthy?
So let me get an idea of what you're doing here, Rick. You go out and scout some of the players and see if they're doing something that, in the eyes of doctors like Dr. Andrews, will really screw up their career and their lives.
No, much different. At the Major League level, we've taken over 80-some pitchers to the lab in collaboration with Dr. Andrews. In 1989, when Dr. Andrews had this incredible vision to open up a lab for the biomechanical study of the pitching delivery to reduce the risk of injury and to enhance performance, I happened to be the first pitching coach ever in there. And from that point on, my career totally changed.
How? Because
this is the most advanced pitching program that is out there through doctors' research. And we know now from getting measurements in the pitching delivery that if there's a red flag in that delivery that can be a major, major risk of injury, we now can make adjustments and make changes to that. As you're watching Barry Zito right here, who went to the lab prior to his Cy Young Award year, and then won the Cy Young. And I got to say that this technology, with his analysis, we were able to make significant differences. Cliff Lee, who's pitching today, right now, went to the lab. CC Sabathia, who's going to open up Friday's game one of the ACL, has been. Well,
Dr. Andrews, and just to put your career in, forgive me for putting it in a nutshell here, but some of your patients include Michael Jordan, Jabba Chamberlain, Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, Shaquille O'Neal. I could go on, but more specifically to this particular business, Jonathan Papelbon, who actually I watched him play. Unfortunately, the Red Sox didn't win the game, but he was playing yesterday. He was a closer for the Red Sox. You worked with him as well, and exactly what do you do? What do you see about the way somebody is pitching that might lead you to believe that they're in for injury?
Well, one of the big problems is over-rotation. That means they're trying to reach back and over-rotate to throw just a little bit harder. And then you wear your rotator cuff and your labrum, which are the two common areas that we see injured in the shoulder. And then there are about 15 absolutes that we go look for in trying to correct and have proper mechanics that we can tell from a biomechanical evaluation. Now, and Rick's really the one that can recognize that, not me.
But tell me exactly what they would be in for if they didn't change their style.
Well, it's a gradual wear and tear phenomenon in their shoulder, and not only the shoulder but the elbow itself. And that's why, for example, we're seeing so many rotator cuff labral combination injuries in the shoulder, and we're seeing the Tommy John's injury to the elbow, and a lot of it is related to the number of pitches they pitch and fatigue. And again, that's associated with improper mechanics, and there comes the injury.
But correct me if I'm wrong, doctor, but there was this Tommy John's surgery that used to be done on the elbow, or maybe it still is. Is that the kind of surgery that they would have to have if they didn't change their style?
That's the big operation on the elbow.
All right. Well, how do you make money off of this idea? Are you paid directly by the players or by the teams, or how?
Directly from the players, and we've already taken it to market. We have several relationships with academies already. We're finalizing an agreement with Little League. We have an agreement already with the largest tournament and showcase in the country, Perfect Game. And so really we're bringing it and making money off of when parents take their kids through the program and film their kids, and there's certain angles that we have on our website that will that they'll film, they'll upload it to us via the internet. We create a portal for them.
Is this what we're looking at right now?
It's very similar to what they would receive if when they upload their video to us. We would send them a report which would highlight any red flags, 15 red flags there are in the delivery. And Rick has obviously proven this at the major league level, and we're taking that obviously to the amateur market.
Well, Rick, it is important for the majors to have this, but it also, you could save a kid a lot of heartache and perhaps train a kid in a way that might make them professional.
Absolutely, and what's so amazing is that this advanced technology that at one time was only for major league players, now we've been able to take it from little leaguers all the way to the elite college pitchers, all based on Dr. Andrews' research and development to truly make a difference in these injuries. And as Dr. Andrews was just saying, Tommy John surgeries are up over 700% at the amateur market.
700%.
700%. It's epidemic. And to start at the little league level, to teach kids how to throw properly, number one, throw properly, and then have their delivery intact so that they can truly stay healthy and enjoy the game of baseball.
By the way, Doctor, I am a Yankees fan, I have to admit, but when I look at Mo, at some of the really good players that are closers, Mariano Rivera, chief among them, and they are like approaching Mo. I think Mo is now about 40 years old. Is he doing everything exactly right?
Well, he's got the right genes, and he's certainly doing everything right at age 40, if that's his exact age. And you got to have all those combinations to be that successful.
By the way, you've also dealt with football players and basketball players. Could this business turn into the same thing for basketball and other sports?
Oh, I think, you know, baseball's got us covered up right now, and we're interested, of course, in prevention of injuries in all sports because there's, as Rick said, there's an epidemic of injuries, particularly in youth sports. And baseball just happens to have the limelight right now, but the other sports are falling right behind it. Particularly, for example, female softball. We've got to do a lot in that area too.
And Jim, I'm thinking knee injuries in basketball.
Well, certainly knee injuries in basketball. You could certainly do it in volleyball as well. But the baseball, 7 million amateur pitchers, 2 million in softball as well. That's where the market is next, and that's where we plan to go after the pitching market.
By the way, where do you plan to go with the business?
Well, we're in the point where, like I said, we've already established a number of different relationships. We're at a point now where we're ready to raise capital, and
so we're looking for investors.
We're looking for investors. That's right.
Do you have any trouble finding them? Are they coming to you?
We've had a couple.
Yeah, we certainly have. We have them lined up, and because it's just so exciting to be able again to partner with Dr. Andrews to truly make a difference. It's one of the most exciting things I've ever been involved with in my life.
All right. Well, he is a legend in his field. I've heard about him for a long time. Dr. James Andrews, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. Jim Duquette, great to see you, and Rick Peterson, good to see you as well. Coming up on deck,